If you want to step up your game and get better at understanding what's in your glass, you need to blind wine. What's up, wine tasters? Dani here, and today I'm going to give you a little bit of tough love because I want you to start blinding wines. What in the world does that mean? So when we blind wines, this is a term we've given in the wine world to basically when we have a wine in front of us that we have no idea what it is. We didn't see the bottle before, and we have to use the tasting process to objectively guess what the wine is. Now, I get it. Blinding wine sounds super scary and intimidating because you don't want to be wrong, right? You don't want to say that something is a Pinot Noir and then find out it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. It can seem embarrassing. However, blinding wines is so important because it really gets us thinking about our wines objectively. Marketing in the wine world is a beautiful thing, and if someone tells you that a wine costs like $100, or if there's a picture on the label that you really love and you really want to like this wine, you're going to be subjective about that. It goes the other way around too. If you bought a wine for $5, you might taste it not expecting too much. So when we blind wine, you have no idea what that wine is, where it came from, how much it costs, all of that. So you're going to really go into that wine thinking objectively. I can't tell you how many times I have met somebody that says that they absolutely hate Merlot, and I give them a glass of Merlot telling them that it's Cab, and they say they love it. And then I surprise them and I'm like, oh hey, I just gave you Merlot. And they're like, no, I thought I hated Merlot. So blinding wine is a really great way for you to understand what you like, what you prefer in an objective way without having any sort of preconceived notion of what a wine is. And when we're blinding wine, we're not only going to be thinking about that wine in a deeper way, we're also not going to be judging it. So you might be thinking, well, how in the world do I blind wines? I live alone or whatever. Everybody's gonna have their excuses, but it's actually not as hard as you think. The easiest way to start blinding wines is to go to a wine bar or a restaurant with a sommelier in it maybe, and just ask them to pour you a glass of wine and don't tell you what it is. And then you can go through the tasting process and figure out what that wine is. And if you're wrong, who cares? Try it again next time. The first time you get it right, you're gonna be like, yes! Another easy way to blind wine, if you happen to live with someone, is to just buy a bunch of different wines and create a stash at your house and have whoever is with you pick out a wine and open it and pour you a glass without you knowing it. But then you have a whole bottle to yourself, but it doesn't matter. Then you can still enjoy the wine after you figure out what it is. And then the third way to blind taste wine, and in my opinion, the most fun way, is to have a blind wine tasting party. Have all of your friends bring over a bottle of wine and put them in paper bags or whatever, just to cover up the bottles, and then pour them out. You can always number them just to keep track of them, but try each wine and guess what it is. And you know, you guys will probably be drinking and it's just gonna turn into a huge fun mess. But it's still a way to learn and to start blinding wines. So when we are blinding wines, you go through the exact same tasting process as if you knew what you were already tasting. So you go through aroma, appearance, and palate. And then you just at the end have to decide what grape variety you think it is and what part of the world the wine is from. And then you can check your answer. If you are right, congratulations. And if you are wrong, do a little research and see what you were incorrect about, and that'll help you out for next time. Honestly, I didn't get great at tasting wine until I started blinding wines. That's why blinding wine is just so important when you want to really understand what's in your glass. If you need to learn the tasting process, make sure to check out my video on wine tasting for beginners. That's going to get you off on the right foot when you're wanting to blind wine. And make sure to let me know in the comments below if you have any questions, because I'm here for you and I want you to do this and have fun with it. So, happy blinding, my friends, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!